What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to B-Tech Philosophers, episode 54 or 53. Either one, we're here.
54, I believe.
Me and Elliot back from the US of A. Separate journeys. Elliot went to Las Vegas. I went to Virginia and New York. And how was your trip?
It was lovely.
Yeah? You lose money?
Yeah, I lost like $1,000.
That's all right. Yeah. How much you make?
None. I had a good time, though.
What's the most you made?
The first night, I went out with $200 and like bought some beers, bought some naughties.
What's a naughty?
Cocaine.
Okay.
After being specifically told there's a massive fentanyl problem. Whatever you do,
Elliot frothing on the mouth.
you just got to find a mate of yours that you don't think the group could live without. Go on, bro, I'll wrap you a fat one. Go on.
It's so funny if you got addicted to opioids from a weekend.
Me, oh, bro, I'm so fucking could get addicted to opioids.
You reckon?
I'm Mr. Oh my god,
They got a real crisis.
It's so within me to get like I'm addicted to caffeine.
Yeah. What are opioids? Do you know what they are?
The downers, they're like heroin. Yeah, so it's like fentanyl's like they call it synthetic heroin. So it's interesting. I was listening to Hamilton Morris, the pharmacopoeia guy from he was on Joe Rogan, really interesting guy, and he gave like a different perspective on it. He was like, well, yeah, if you create like something, you look at the pain relief effects of heroin.
Mm-hmm.
Why not create a synthetic version of that? That's really, really stops pain and, can do a lot of stuff. And then you don't know that while you're creating it that everyone's going to get addicted to it. But I think what happened was the pharmaceutical companies out there, someone would go and be like, I've got back pain. They're prescribing fentanyl. And then people are addicted to it now. So they get cut off. So they have to jump onto heroin. So it just completely fucked. It just completely. So that's how like it happened.
But it weren't innocent because I think there's a company, you can Google this. They got charged like £1 billion, like a family company.
Yeah, but only $1 billion.
Yeah.
For the money they made off it.
Crazy.
So now they make synthetic. I don't know why people are putting it in cocaine. But I think drug dealers just make mistakes. They're human. They're like the rest of us.
You reckon it's just human error? Or they could just be like, it's like with seasoning, like, let me try this with that and let's see what happens, like paprika and cumin.
Yeah, and then the white people can't handle it.
But like...
The white people can't handle the spice in their sniff.
I think they call it the spice actually as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
spice something in for...
Spice is synthetic weed.
Jesus. But like, it makes people really sleepy and dopey, innit? Fentanyl.
Well, it kills them.
Oh.
It wasn't. We were all. We've just arrived and we might go to sleep. No, it was. Someone might die.
Families.
Yeah. Literally. People have to have Narcan ready at Thanksgiving because their uncle's coming over, and he's going to go to the toilet and do a bit of fentanyl. And then that's what China white heroin is, isn't it?
Oh my god.
It's heroin with the fentanyl.
Oh, it must be so awful having a family member who's like a crack addict or something.
Yeah.
Always stealing your shit and stuff.
Oh, is that what would bother you the most?
I guess the emotional seeing there. What's my PS3
No, I know some people who've had like people in their family have drug issues. It don't sound fun.
Mm. Do you reckon like is when you see people go cold turkey, is that terrible? Is like when you Google it, it's cold turkey.
Cold turkey is where with heroin, what fucks people is the withdrawal.
Right, which is when you stop doing it.
Yeah, and the pain is like so massive. So
the pain of the original pain you had coming back, or
no, like just the withdrawal is apparently so horrible that you have to stay. So there's like a thing with heroin addicts where like they're always chasing the high, but also they have to keep doing heroin to not. I knew a girl who was doing a bit of heroin, and
just casually.
Yeah. She would do a bit of heroin. And she was injecting it, and she was like, she had like a year on it and then got off it. But she was like, oh yeah, like she was like, eventually like it wasn't about the high, it was just about not going through withdrawal. But she'll take heroin and go about a day, do her job. Like
that's a.
I think heroin's like seen as like train spotting. But I think there's a lot of functioning heroin addicts out there.
You reckon?
I'd do a bit of. I wonder if I'd do heroin.
You reckon if you were at a party and somebody brought out
not
the
at
spoon,
a party, I wouldn't do. No, but I wouldn't inject it.
Right.
Maybe smoke it.
I think if somebody brought out a crack pipe at a party, I'd be like, oh yeah, probably should go home now.
It's meant to be good though.
I wish there was a way to, because from what I've heard, it is the first time is a spectacular high.
Yeah.
So if there was a way to get the high without the drug, it'd be interesting.
Stand up really fast.
Yeah, you reckon that's it?
You dress like a well-groomed crackhead. You look like a crackhead that makes effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
like.
didn't make effort to do.
You're a crackhead who's,
I get the same hoodie for 6 months.
I've been wearing the same hoodie for 6 months.
Every one of your photo dump picture from Las Vegas is one.
That was all one night. Those were the only photos from the first night. I thought that when they went up. Those are the only photos from one night. The rest of it is like, here's a Bloody Mary I was having. Here's a picture of the floor.
Oh shit!
There's nothing. Yeah.
Is that the base stag do you ever been on?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. 6 days was a bit much.
Yeah.
6 days. It drags on a bit.
What day were you like, fucking hell?
Day 4, I started to get a little bit like, fucking hell.
You gamble every day?
Yeah.
Is it fun though? Like when you're gambling, or is it like? Because I've heard there's no windows, there's no clock.
When you're winning, it's fun.
Yeah.
Chasing a loss is fun.
Yeah.
Like when you're like $100 down quickly, and you're like, I need to make this 100 back. That's fun. So here's the thing. Say you start with like $40, sit on a blackjack table, you lose the $40, you put another 40 down, and you get back to $60. And then you get back up to $80, so you broke even.
Yeah.
You feel amazing. When you're sat there and you put $40 down and you go up to like 150, you're like, what if I put all this 150 in one hand?
Yeah.
I didn't do it, but you're like, what if I just put this 150 in one hand and had $300? And then what happened was I went up to like 150 one day, and then Milo McCabe fucking was like, we've all got to go play craps. Like, we've got to go play it. And sort of showed us how to play it. It's a fun game, right? It's very communal gambling. Like, everyone around the table's gambling. I lost that $150 in, I'd say, 4 minutes. Like, it just went. Have you played craps,
Is
Luke?
that the dice one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've never played
It's
it.
fucking wicked.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun once you learn a couple of the things.
yeah.
And just...
I know 4's bad, isn't it?
7 is, so like, you've got the pass line, so you bet on the pass line. So you'd put your 15 on the pass line, you'd roll the dice. If you get a 7, you automatically get paid and get the 15.
That's it,
Say you roll an 8, the pass line is 8, so you're trying to roll an 8. But then you can bet on different numbers to come up, and your bets stay there until you either hit the number, and your bet can still stay there, or if 7 comes up, you're fucked.
I reckon I just used to slots. I'm not really big on any of the card
Slots are boring.
Schmuck's game.
Yeah.
It's like old people. You see a bunch of old people, and
That's how they make all their money there, by the way. Like, is the slots. That's how all the money is made. The place is, even if you go into the Bellagio, which is like the nicer hotel,
Yeah.
So many slot
it's
machines.
just slot machines.
You didn't do any slots.
I did a bit. I won. Like, I put like a $5 in the slots. I won like $20. I didn't know how I won it.
Yeah.
I don't know what was happening. Like 5 leprechauns came up and did a little dance, and I won $20. Like,
Oh, no,
man,
because you've been in Las Vegas.
Yeah. I like it when you do the slot machines and like there's a whole animation. There's like 10 mermaids come out and they're like, "You won 5 cents."
yeah. I did. I was playing at the table. So like the slot machines by the bar, right? I was like, "Can I have a Bloody Mary?" The guy bought the Bloody Mary. Now they give you the bill even if it's free, and the bill said $23. So I put in $23, not realizing I get it for free.
Yeah.
And the guy started pouring us all these drinks because I accidentally tipped him $23 for one drink. And we were all paying, like, thought we were paying. Bro, this guy must have made like fucking $150 in like one round.
Yeah.
Was just like, and he was getting his boys to come over and start making, became mates with him. And
Yeah. Nah, gambling is the scariest addiction, man. 'Cause that's the one you can just be doing and nobody would know.
I don't know. Most blokes I know have some form of a gambling addiction.
Really?
A lot of blokes.
What's
White people.
Yeah.
I tell you, white people love betting on the football. I tell you what, though, William Hill Brixton, they look like they're having the best time. They just stood out there, Magnum.
Yeah, got their
Spliff,
mates.
Got the mates. Little bit of crack, little bit of crack, and they just stand there just betting on horses all
It's
day.
like youth club. When we used to go to youth club.
What? No, it isn't. What were you doing at youth club?
Just hanging around, cajoling with your mates. But
Did you go youth club a lot?
I did.
I bet you proper looked forward to it every Wednesday night.
Yeah, I used to wear my dress shoes.
Did you?
my fire shirt.
Yeah.
You had a fire shirt?
I had a fire shirt. I had a blue flame
I used to
shirt.
wear a fire shirt, bootcut jeans, and then my total 90s.
Oh,
Swag.
it's the total 90s.
When you're 8, that's like fashion week outfit right there. Boom.
I had the gold and white total 90s.
Ooh. Oh, what a time.
I was a goalkeeper. There was no reason for me to have those.
You were doing sweeper keeper back in the day.
There's no reason for me to have them. Should have had
What's the
some-
difference between liking a bit of an acca and having a crippling addiction?
Oh, it's got to be like, I think if you're hiding your losses,
From your partner?
yeah, hiding losses, betting what you don't have, like needing a bet to come in. Oh, I bet it's such a rush though.
How often do you bet a week?
Not often. I like a little flutter on the football, like $5 here and there. When I don't mind like losing on the football to make a game in. I don't mind a little £2.50 on the yellow cards.
I can't stomach losing money. It just makes me sick.
Does it?
Yeah.
Did you not bet?
I can't. I did it one time. I had a little app, and it was like, But because I'm stupid, I'll make insane bets. I'll be like, all of the bottom 3 are playing the top 3, and I'm like, yeah, they're gonna win.
Yeah,
I'm
you shouldn't go Vegas.
Yeah.
Right? No, you shouldn't go because you win.
Yeah.
You win. Like there are points where, like on that first night, I was sat there on the roulette machine, right, and I just kept hitting numbers. I'd put like $20 in, just make 60. It just kept happening. I just kept winning, right, and I then the next night went to a roulette table, started with like 60, worked my way up to like 110, like just betting on the singles and stuff. Because that's the thing with roulette is like if you bet on the single numbers, like I kept hitting numbers, and then you put like a bet on like a 1 to 3, like a third 12 or something like that, and that's when shit gets like tense because you're like, all right, I need this.
Yeah. I need this. Did you have like a limit of like, I'm only spending this when I go out?
Yeah, Dad then lost. they absolutely, from the second I got there, they absolutely took that from me.
So did you guys just gamble out there? You didn't go see Adele?
No, I would have liked to have seen Adele. Some people went
She's
to
fucking expensive. Though,
some people went to Cirque du Soleil and said it was amazing. I went to Tournament of Kings.
The fuck is that?
Can we get a promo video for Tournament of Kings up, please, Lucas?
Oh, that feels like a darts tournament.
It is, and I don't say this lightly, one of the worst things I have ever seen.
Really?
The concept of it is incredible. They do jousting and shit, like with actual horses.
You get to be involved? You're just
No, they don't let me joust. It starts with like Merlin walking around singing a song. No. Basically, right, you're there for the jousting and the axe fight, and they've got another hour and 10 minutes to fill.
Yeah.
So you have to sit there and go, huzzah!
So
and then every time we raise our tankards, here.
Wait a minute. So you had the choice of Adele, Cirque du Soleil.
I didn't choose this, all right? It was forced upon me. By the people who organised it, and I'm grateful for it. They made a decision, and you have like a little medieval feast. What happens, basically what it is, it's for degenerate gamblers to take their fat children who are unattended. Here it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. This was quite cool, this part, right?
We are watching some jousting going on right here.
Yeah. So look, this is what they do.
This was your venue you were at?
Yeah. That's Excalibur.
No. And did you have a meal in front of you?
I had a meal.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And but that's like a short little bit of it. That was the woman who was in front of us actually.
Oh, really?
And what happened was basically the main character in the show clearly couldn't be fucked. And I mean really couldn't be fucked. At one point, I'm not kidding, went for a cigarette break. And clearly falling out with like the rest of the cast because they all came out at the end and did a bow. He fucking didn't. So you have all of these like actors who come out and like these women doing this like the dancing didn't work. There was no synchronization. They were all clearly on their like third Percocet of the day.
Yeah.
And they just stand there and just wave ribbons.
That's probably like, they probably got to do a matinee and a main and...
No, they just do one on a Monday.
Really?
Yeah, the 7 p.m. show.
Must be quite physically demanding, I guess.
I reckon, yeah. And then they all do Thunder from Down Under, the Australian strip show.
Okay.
That was also on there.
You also went to that?
We didn't go to that. No, I would have gone to Thunder from Down Under.
But Las Vegas, you'd go again?
Yeah, God, yeah. I'd love to do it again.
Interesting.
It was a magical place.
We should take Mike out there when we got enough budget.
When we have enough budget on the Patreon,
I'll go. I told you, I'm just doing slots
you're just playing slots.
with the old ladies. We're going to compare cardigans and do slots. That's it.
Bro, you lose money on the slots quickly, you know.
Really? You just got coins?
Because like say you put $1 in,
Yeah.
it might be like you need 100 credits for a bet, but it might be like 10 cents a credit. So do you see what I'm saying? It's not like you just put $1 in. You can put $1 in and have a spin, but and then like Lucas and I was saying, like some little Irish person will come up and do a jig, and you go, ooh, and then
And dopamine.
I didn't win anything.
But that's how they bust them out. They bust them in from like a kid to care homes, and then that's their day out, and they bust them back.
You
Crazy.
can't make any money off them though.
Can't.
No, they're always
I'm different.
yeah.
Yeah,
The way I put it,
you're the one.
I'm the guy.
You're the guy who's going to do it in Vegas.
There's
though.
always one guy.
There's like, and they're like the
And
prize.
they take him to the back
They have
and
like a
fuck 'em
prize
up.
of like 50 grand that's been there since like the 90s.
Yeah, dude, you're not winning that.
I would love to learn how to count cards. Do you have to be autistic?
They play with yes, so you got that covered.
Okay. Well, I'm not that kind of autistic.
No, you're the shit kind of autistic, bruv.
Just
What kind of autism have you got?
Is it arts?
No, you're
Also,
just
I'm
like,
not. Let's be clear. Not been proven.
It's absolutely proven.
Listen, I bet all of us in this room are autistic.
I'm not autistic.
I reckon you are.
I'm ADHD.
To some degree.
You got like Asperger's. You're like
I listened to a thing about the guy with Asperger's who shot up Sandy Hook the other night.
why is he doing interviews?
He's not doing interviews.
He's
He's
got
dead.
a podcast.
Got a podcast.
He's got a podcast.
That would be an amazing podcast. Just people from prison, just chatting.
Yeah, like soft white underbelly.
Is that fuck?
What's that?
Well, yeah, fuck it then. Yeah.
It's the guy who has a place on Skid Row and he just grabs people off Skid Row and it's like, what's your story? It's really good.
Okay, fair enough.
We've had prisoners on the podcast. We're Ginger Joe. We'll have him back at some point.
I mean, in prison right now, like a death row podcast.
Oh, that'd be good.
Why not?
We should go prison to boost the podcast. Let's go in there for something.
Yeah.
What are we going to prison for?
Money laundering.
I don't know who's going to trust us to launder money.
That's true. But anyway, you were saying. I thought you were saying.
Yeah, so like that guy who shot up Sandy Hook.
Uh-huh.
Bare Asperger's, he?
Really?
Yeah.
How many people did he kill?
26.
Oh,
Yeah.
all kids, innit?
Yeah.
If it wasn't gonna change then, it ain't gonna change now. I'm talking like the gun laws.
Oh, right. Okay.
What do you think?
I don't know. How did you find America?
Oh yeah, I went to New York. I hated New York, man.
Really?
Fucking hate New
My
York.
favourite city in the planet.
Why though?
It's great, man.
It's like London, but more. Like the crackheads are more bold and they're like breakdance.
Best thing
I
I've-
haven't got them money still.
Best thing I've ever heard is London. Yeah, exactly. Our crackers just bother people on the overground.
Yeah, they're just more bold over there. Do you know what? I needed a relaxing break, and I just went to my same city, but that was just more.
Yeah, I've heard London's New York dial back by 3, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
London's New York dial back by 3.
But like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I did a couple gigs out there,
Yeah.
and I enjoyed them. I feel like, well, because I only managed to get some open mic gigs, but obviously I was, good. But I don't think they're that much better than us, at least at that level.
No. They're not. American stand-ups for the most part are dog shit.
But if I would,
They're trying to imitate what they think a comedian looks like a lot of the time.
yeah, and they're more racist.
Yeah.
But like without a punchline yet.
Yeah, a lot of that. It's a lot of so I had to get their F line here.
Yeah.
When they gonna sort out that express line, man? Like,
Yeah, they'll just
dude,
start on
how-
a statement.
How comes like that hasn't been sorted out?
Yeah, man, Vietnamese people, man. I guess it's because it's specific.
You
Right?
guys ever notice that like Chinatown, it's like Chinese people? how come they get a town? What about like North Korea town?
that's
Why don't
pretty
they
good.
get a town?
That's actually pretty good.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
That's like there's so much, and then when you see the good ones, you're like, oh yeah, you're great.
Yeah, I'm sad I didn't get to go to the cellar. I would have liked to see what is their just normal
It's
professional level.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do the cellar when I next go out there.
You got contacts?
Yeah, I got contact.
But I reckon I could live in New York, but I wouldn't want to.
Well, right, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
incredible.
Okay, that was
You could live somewhere but wouldn't want.
yeah.
As opposed to anywhere else.
As opposed to, for example, Baghdad. I don't think I could live there.
Right. But if you didn't want to live somewhere, isn't that you admitting you don't want to live there?
Right. So I learned nothing. I learned nothing.
When you say you can live in Baghdad, do you mean like the people would stop you?
I just feel like just general politics would make it hard for me to have a good daily life
Right. Okay.
in terms of terrorism and stuff.
What are the Taliban in control of Baghdad? Are they? No, they're in control of Kabul. Baghdad is Afghanistan, is it not?
Okay. Well, somewhere where there's lots of bombings.
Okay.
Couldn't live there.
What? Where Baghdad's Afghanistan, right?
Iraq.
Oh, we're in the ballpark. We're in the ballpark. Iraq isn't owned by the Taliban, is it?
And could you?
It doesn't say on the Wikipedia page.
Well, it fucking should.
Is it travelable? Can you travel there?
You
Let's do Las Vegas and Iraq as Patreon specials.
That would be sick.
Go on to gov.uk for Iraq and let's see if it's like, yeah, you shouldn't probably go there.
So you reckon you couldn't live in Baghdad?
Probably couldn't. New York, I could make it work.
Okay.
I just needed a more relaxing break and I just didn't get that.
Did you because of like?
There's a gov.uk website.
Yeah, what's it saying?
Travel advice Iraq. There's a lot of red areas that you can't go, but there's some advise against all but essential travel. So there's like a very small bit.
Okay, but
If you had, like,
Baghdad is not in that. So advise against all travel is the official government advice.
against Baghdad.
Yeah, don't go there.
Okay, but what if Mike needs to go there just to see if he can live
just
there?
so I can write a guide on, the hotspots and whatnot.
Yeah, they don't have any travel books.
What's the relation between? I'm not. I know as an white Englishman going to Iraq, I'm probably not going to be welcome for our crimes, our horrific war crimes. There's a name we're trying not to mention while stepping all through this because we forgave them on the Patreon.
I'm doing the pep water.
Just take a sip of my water here. So. But like, what do you reckon the relationship between?
Was he a black person?
As a black person, I wonder what their relationship would be.
I mean, if maybe my British accent just makes me seem bad.
Yeah, but would they? Now,
But I don't.
is this right? So it's racist, right? When black people are not seen as British, even though if they're born here,
Right.
and stuff like that, right? That's racist. We can.
I
agree on that.
would say yes. Depends on the context of the.
Would then it be a thing where you'd kind of want racism to work in your favor, where you'd be like, I hope they don't see me as. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I hope there's a thing of like, I'm black. It's a different. I'm not white British.
they're not.
They've oppressed me as well. Like, do you see what I'm saying?
But the only black person they would have seen in Baghdad would be soldiers. So that they would just put you in that category because like there's not really a black population
We don't know that.
in Baghdad.
There might be.
I don't think so.
But you find that like through a lot of across a lot of the Arab world, like there's a lot of like you have a lot of countries in Africa that are Muslim that they migrate to the Arab world.
I think there's Asian people in Kenya, or used to be before.
Well, they used to be in Uganda and
Last King of Scotland guy kicked them out.
yeah. Who was his Idi Amin?
Yeah, that was actually, if I'm correct, I might not be. Priti Patel's parents were the ones who migrated.
There's between
Yeah.
there's between 500,000 and 1.5 million Afro-Iraqis.
Well, and what
However,
is,
this is not verified by official figures. That's quite a large range as well.
Can you Google
500,000 to 1 million.
What?
There's a lot under the radar.
What is Afro-Iraqi? Can you Google it?
well, I guess it would be African Iraq.
Yeah.
Like it would be black Iraqi. It's like they were saying where you'd have like Afro English or African American.
So they would be having the accent and the language of Arabic or whatever they speak.
Black
over there.
Iraqis are largely the descendants of East African migrants and slaves whose presence.
Oh,
in
okay,
Iraq
no,
dates
I celebrated too early. I celebrated too early. Oh no!
We got the clip. We got the clip.
I celebrated way too early there. I was probably doing like a big like eagle celebration, like the aeroplane, and then I
Put a fist in the air.
oh no!
So that's an active population.
Oh no!
Is that active population Afro-Iraqi? They'd just be walking around. Well, maybe not walking.
But this will be the thing. I'm gonna go on a guess here with my limited Iraq. Seeing as 5 minutes ago I didn't even know Baghdad was in Iraq, which I should know. Fucking hell, this is why we need Grace Gamble on the podcast. Should know all about it. She. Man. Oh my god, it's like so icky.
Right, make your point. Make it.
Yeah, sorry. So like, I guess it's like the same as any, like you find like a lot of the time, like you look at like in India, there's like a huge divide, like between so many racial lines that just we aren't culturally aware of. So like we kind of sit here, and when I say we, I mean white people. We're not aware of because we don't really, we just think of ourselves as like the top tier racists. But like whatever country you go to, there is a tier of racists.
Oh, yeah.
So like if you go to a country where it is the majority of something will be the racists towards something. So you probably will have like Iraqi people who are like, oh, they're African Iraqi, they're not real Iraqis. Like that kind of happens wherever you go in the world.
Well, you got.
It says that the vast majority of Afro-Iraqis are Muslim, but a shrinking minority still practices these traditions. So a few Afro-Iraqis still speak Swahili,
Interesting.
but most of them.
What religion's Swahili? Is that a religion? I didn't think it was a religion. I thought.
It's not. It's a language.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
But you'll have, for example, in India and Africa, like caste systems and colorism. You'll get Indians who are as dark skinned as me, if not more, right? So, but they're not black. But they are black in color. But you wouldn't say they were black, would you?
No.
But they're treated as the lowest of the low. And then I think in a lot of cultures, just light skin is seen as better, which is white people's fault.
Is it?
Yeah.
And did we do
Surprise.
that? Oh
Right.
no! Oh, I thought. Oh, fuck's sake!
The
Colonialism.
most popular actors in like Bollywood movies are the more light-skinned actors.
Well,
And they
they'll-
edit the posters to make them more light.
They'll actively sell lightning creams and stuff to be like, you can, you know.
Was it us that did that?
Well, think about like slavery and that. You know, the light skinned people in the house, and then you know dark skinned people on the
Oh,
field.
fuck! I thought I was just getting away with a little. Hey, everyone does it. Oh, fuck!
But like,
Oh, we gave them cricket and racism, and they're now better at both of them. Fuck's sake!
but that's the thing though. Like, it's at the point now where it's like we have to take responsibility as black people, brown people.
I think so. Yeah. I think we're absolved. You know.
Well, like, did you see the Chris Rock special?
Yes.
We had that Meghan Markle joke where it's like the black side of the family and the white side of the family would both ask how light is the baby gonna turn out.
Yeah.
So you got racism in that in terms of sometimes if a baby's too dark, some people are like, oh, you don't want that. Do you know what I mean? And so, but like now you've got to undo sort of the mental programming that's made sort of black people think that light skin is better and dark skin is bad. And it is being undone slowly, but that is the beauty of colonialism. Like the seed has been planted so well that generation after generation just adopts it and think it's the right thing. And now you have to work to undo it.
I would say as well with colonialism though, and I thought about this the other day. This is what's so insane with it. Like the first, like when people go, I always see this thing that's like said on Twitter sometimes. I know Twitter's not the place for discourse and stuff. It's for very limited discourse about things. But I'm a big fan of history, and I don't like it when history is denied. And when people are like, here's the lines if Europe was colonized like Africa, like how the European lines are. I'm like, Europe was colonized. That's why you have countries. You know, it was massively colonized. That's like what's happening in Ukraine right now is because one place sees it as ethnically Russian.
Right.
Like it's hugely colonized by. So the first people, if you look back at World War One, some of the first people to be fucked like obviously you have slavery. Most of the people who died for this country in World War One, which was a war all about colonialism, was the working class white people. It was just working class white people were sent to kill German working class white people. And then what happened was the Irish came over here, and it came, we hate the Irish. And then it came like the Windrush came over, so we hate black people. And then it came like the Indians and Pakistanis, so then it came them, and then it came the Polish. And at the moment, it's gone to refugees.
Albanian.
Yeah. No, Albanians are liked.
Stole my bike, bro.
They stole your bike. Yeah, but then but it's like every generation would then hate the previous generation, and it starts. This is what's annoying about like the working class white people is it starts with them. Like it starts with them hating the Irish, and then the Irish and black people and Irish people like to make out that like they've had the same journey as black people, which is always a bit weird. And they're like, hey, I wasn't allowed into the pub. It's like I was a slave. No, like, no. And like you have all of this, and it's just funny how like there's like this sort of like this is perfect, like shit rolls down. Like the minute someone gets someone else to abuse, we just in human nature just instinctively do that.
Yeah, and it just becomes entrenched in it. And also like even if you try and undo it, there'll be like so much bloodshed from the past that you just can't. Well, as soon as blood is shed, it's just hard to be like, let's all just get over it.
Yeah. Definitely. I don't know. I think for the most part, like we were saying on the Patreon, my experience in America, seeing American racism to the extent that I saw it, even for my few days in Las Vegas, was so eye-opening to like how black people are treated in America is insane.
But it's weird because in certain ways you could argue they're ahead of us. Just the fact that look how many black British actors go over to America and all of a sudden they're huge because there's just more opportunities over there.
But that's a class issue as well. Like if you look at like I think it's like 3% of the population make up private school, but something like 47% of the art scene makes up of people of private school.
Right.
So I'd argue that that's a class issue. And
then you're less likely to have black people in the top classes.
Yes, but like white people are. This is the thing. White, like this is the thing I always try to explain to black people is like white people. White isn't just one race. It's like Polish people are white, but like we don't see them as like I'm English. They're Polish. It's a different thing. It's the same. So it's the same when it comes to class. So like I'm sort of middle-ish class, like with my family have working class roots, which it's similar to like black people with like, hey, you know, even if you make it from somewhere, you still got to pay the black tax, you got to remain black. The same way like working class people will either make money and then they come Tory and start owning horses and buying Burberry and like Range Rovers, or they like want to stay with their working class roots. Yeah. You know, like Mickey Flanagan.
Like Ricky Hatton.
Ricky Hatton. Well, yeah, I mean, he's a bit more than anyone has really fucking stepped it up. Like, buy something nice, man.
I love how fat he gets, man.
Yeah, but that I think is the, like, where I wish we would see everything as a class issue rather than just on racial lines. But then maybe that's me being white, just hoping because it benefits me.
I don't know. What would be the benefit of seeing things from a class perspective and taking race out of the equation?
I'm not saying you take race out of the equation, but I feel like in Britain, like, you will get, like, black people and white people mix a lot more than I saw in America.
Yeah.
A lot more. Like, if you go to, and I know it's probably different to probably people listen to this in, like, Guildford, but if you know, I think if you're like, hey, look, I've got the similar-ish issues to you. They're not the same, but I'm going to try and understand where you're coming from. If you can understand where I'm coming from, we can work to resolve something. It's like I always say, right? It's like both our houses have been burgled, right? Everyone's on this street. Our houses have been burgled. And instead of finding out who's burgled our house and going to get our stuff back, we're arguing over who's had the most taken.
Right.
Which is pointless because it's now this pride of this. It feels a little bit like victim culture. Like we all like. I have to listen to a fucking royal prince talk about how hard he's had it, and I'm sure he has. And I have to listen to a millionaire actress say that his family was racist
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they're the royal, like Chris Rock, they're the royal fucking family. Like, and don't stop acting like you didn't know what you were marrying. You danced with the devil.
Yeah.
They're the royal family. They they're not. They don't live in any reality. I reckon the royal family could.
I just unplugged myself.
So the royal family could watch me be hit with a bayonet in a field, and send more in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll unplug myself and you keep talking.
It's all right. You're all right. I mean, we're not playing anything. It's fine.
I don't know where it goes.
So I went on a little tirade there.
Oh, here. No, that's not it.
Obviously, Mike. Obviously, Mike.
I can pause it.
Mike is very moved by my speech.
Can I just do this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just do it. Yeah.
Wow. Did Martin Luther King have to put up with? That's who I'm comparing myself to. Yeah. When he was
Martin Luther King have to put up with? I think he did put up with some stuff. Actually, what the fuck? Is that? The man was assassinated. What? Yeah, I think he put up with worse than this actually.
Yeah, you're right. It's not a class issue.
Yeah, technical issues. Yeah, I'm sure he suffered some of those actually, famously.
Dog set on him for peaceful marches. Thing is bad. Your podcast co-host can't find the headphone jack. It's like, like hoses being turned on him, and I'm like, oh wow! At least you don't have to listen to a train going past at Vauxhall podcast studios.
Oh, fucking
That was the most arrogant thing I've ever said. Not only comparing myself to someone I have nothing in common with, like no similar struggle whatsoever, but just there going,
this headphone jack fall out. Oh, fucking hell. I don't even know what point we're trying to make, man.
Yeah, I was just saying about like I think if we in society saw it more, I just feel like if we sort of. It sounds a bit lame, but like if we more sort of, I've got something in common with those refugees. I'm just not in the position they're in, but fuck me, I've probably got a fair bit in common with them.
You think we should stop the boats?
It's a difficult one, man, because you can't have people running around undocumented.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of the policy, but some things I've seen are a little wild. If you come over here legally, you're going to be denied rights under the Modern Slavery Act.
Yeah, that's not good.
I mean, like, so if you've been Sir Mo Farah smuggled here when he was 9, had to change his name, had to work as a slave basically in a house until he finally found his way, became a runner and all that. He would be denied rights under the Modern Slavery Act. And I know you can say, oh, that's an anomaly, but it's not the point. Like, people who have come here through no fault of their own, because like kids and that, I don't know what they've said what the rules will be for kids, but the way they've presented it now, there's certain people going to be denied sort of basic protection just because they've come here on a boat. And I'm not going to make out that it's not a complicated issue. Like, some people coming over here, and there's a lot of people coming over here even, and then you have to find a way to regulate that. Every country's trying to figure it out. But this sort of really harsh thing that we're doing, stop the boats, I feel like they know that it's not gonna work, but it's more like we're gonna pander to society, British society, so we look tough, we look good, but it's not an actual effective solution. That's from my first takeaway. I've not seen how they're gonna make it play out in reality, but that's my takeaway from what I've seen so far.
I guess I probably have a different perspective on it. As like, this is the thing, as like, you see with Shamima Burger and stuff, I, as a white English person, probably don't have the same, well, they can take it away from me. Whereas like, whenever I speak to black people and stuff, they're like, no, it's always on the mind that they'll...
If you go fight for Russia, would you expect your citizenship to be taken away? Or even fight for Ukraine? No, I don't think it would be for Ukraine.
I think the difference with joining ISIS is a little bit... Their entire policy was death to the West.
Yeah.
I don't particularly give a fuck about Shamima Begum.
You gonna do my benefit? I'm doing a Shamima Begum, Save Shamima Begum benefit gig. Elliot's gonna do my gig
I'll do the Safe Shamima Bergam. I'm happy to put on the Safe Shamima Bergam gig just to see who turns up.
I just think if
and I hope it's MI5.
imagine doing crowd work. What should you do? I can't tell you. But no, but I think like I actually do a Safe Shamima Begum gig just for the precedent of you stopping her coming back, even though it's Britain's problem because she's born here, is British, and now you're like, oh, she done something wrong, we're just gonna take away. It's a dangerous precedent, man.
But you used to be hung for treason.
Yeah, but
You
that's
still
in the
can be.
fucking 1800s
No,
when they thought
it's
everyone was a
like
rich.
they did it during for people who wouldn't turn against, for people who were spying for Germany and wouldn't turn against Germany in World War II. They would be sent to jail for.
But we
killed for
agreed
treason.
as a society that hanging people was not good.
You can still be hung for treason.
No,
It's
you
the only thing. It's the only thing you can be executed.
Google
for
that,
in the UK.
please. Google that,
It's
please.
the only crime that you're allowed to that we still have the death penalty.
What, so if a 15-year-old autistic kid just leaks some secrets to WikiLeaks, they're gonna hang him?
No, but they're trying to extradite him to the US. That kid who hacked into the CIA.
And they probably won't let him. Well, maybe they won't. They probably won't.
They're extraditing him.
The UK.
A guy from the UK who like some autistic kid who hacked into like the Pentagon or something. They're extradited him. There was like a whole civil case about it.
That's bad. I think that's bad as well. I think you gotta, even if you're born in Britain, there's gotta be certain protections.
Like how much of like, and I always think this with like race issues in case by case, like how much do people just want to bring up like Shamima Bergam and go like, which is an extraordinary case,
It's an extraordinary case.
and then bring up like some girl who was 15 and was like joined some right wing group and sent it, and the judge was like, look, this is a 15-year-old moron, and they're like, oh, I wonder what the difference is it skin color, and you're like, well, there's a little bit more context to it. I'm not going to say that Britain hasn't got racist issues because it fucking has, but like you can't just like bring up one clip of a news article and another clip of the news article and go, look, it's the same. She fled to Syria under the guise
Which is wild.
of I love ISIS. All the news that was going on about ISIS, right?
She was like, I'm all for it.
I'm for that, right? I'm joining ISIS. Went and joined, wasn't what she thought it would be, and everyone's like, she was groomed.
But she was groomed
But like,
on British borders. She probably went on a website and there wasn't even that, are you over 18 to like ISIS? And she had to just click no. That's it. Do you know what I mean? Like it happened on our borders, the grooming.
yeah, but then if the grooming had happened here and she'd committed like a terror offence here, she'd go to prison here.
But do you not think like just in terms of punish her, like don't just keep her in
She's
limbo?
been punished enough, man. She's fucking lost a load of kids. Like I'm not like.
So then let her come back then. I don't understand. Like nobody's denying that she's British, right? So why can't she come back into Britain?
But what is British
Born, came out the pussy flaps
on this soil?
in this country.
See, I don't think that's what makes you British. I think it's like an idea, and you believe in the philosophy and the sovereignty.
Oh,
of
you think everyone has to believe in the philosophy of Britain? What?
No.
even
But I
is
mean,
our
the main
philosophy?
one that you're allowed to have disagreements. You're allowed to have different opinions. You're allowed. I think you can come here from wherever, and you're able to join the conversation. You're allowed to have different opinions. That's why the fucking West is good. Like I know we like to shit on the West a lot. That's why the West is cool. If you then go, oh, I don't really like this. I want to go to somewhere where it's like we're going to murder the kafar and we're going to fucking commit war crimes and atrocities against people. And our ideal is that we spread this across the world. Then you have agreed that you do not agree with the place that you want to bring death upon me and my family and the place I live. So then I'm not going to do the campaign for you to come back.
But we've all done dumb things when we were 15.
I mean, yeah, we have.
You know,
What
we've all had a
did you do?
Bacardi Breezer. you
We've
know,
had a
in the park.
Bacardi, but she didn't. She was in ISIS. She didn't do anything cool.
She was having unprotected sex,
Yeah, she was having unprotected.
probably even rape, sexual assault. think
So
about
there
it.
you go. So, But that's what I mean. But she's been punished enough.
So let her back.
I think not. I'm not saying if they let her back in, I'm not going to go down to Dover and go, "Look, this is bloody animal." I'm just saying, I'm not going to like sorting out my gift gaff.
Yeah.
Is above my priority.
Yeah.
Of Shamima Bergam.
Fucking hell, gift gaff. We're having a conversation about it. I went US. I spent like 150.
You didn't. Why?
I thought it would just change over. I thought I'd get that text saying, "Oh, you're in America now. Here's our bundle that you can." I just had to keep buying packages.
What? Just turn off your data and use the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but when I'm outside, I gotta find places. I gotta go find where Times Square, Central Park is. So I had to spend like 150 just on.
Jesus Christ.
But back to Shamima.
How much do you reckon she ran up in gift
Fucking
gaff?
gift gap for war criminals. Is fucking hell.
How many? Do you reckon she like sorted her gift gaff out and then it just like a drone strike happens 15 minutes later because they've located her? She's got, welcome to Syria. You want that?
And she left on roaming. Fucking hell.
There's a bunch of like, Shamima, no! She's just like uploading a selfie of her with an AK-47 to her Facebook.
Fuck, should have got pay as you go.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that she's 15, I think, especially is.
Well, she went over when she was 15.
She went over when she was 15. I think that's young enough where you can say.
All right.
But okay, imagine this. No, I'll let you make your point.
No, go ahead.
Imagine she fully reforms and now she's the poster child and she's doing courses. Like, hey guys, this is my Shamima Begum masterclass on how to not join ISIS. Like, that would be a great reform. You know, like when former crack addicts come to school and be like, hey, you know, there's consequences to what I was doing.
She doesn't seem that remorseful.
She's taking her hair out.
Has she?
Yeah. Well, not taking it. She's like not wearing
The thing anymore.
she's westernizing.
She was on the cover of a magazine, wasn't she? Not Vogue or anything
If
like
Shamima
that.
Begum was to go on Love Island, I think, like,
Well, I was going to say, right,
okay.
there's only one way of redemption in British society. There's only one way.
Okay.
It's reality television.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen it with, you know, not the same crime, but Sean Walsh.
Yep.
Not the same crime.
Same category.
Cannot stress that enough. Kissing a fit dancer, joining ISIS.
Treason.
Very different crimes.
Treason to someone.
Sean got treated worse than Shamima Begum for some reason. But you can't just have Shamima in Love Island. There'll be too much backlash. The next series of The Masked Singer.
Okay.
The next series of The Masked Singer.
So she's a fucking chipmunk.
I think you have her on as what could her little? She should have an outfit, not one that gives it away. But what do you think, chipmunk?
A little chipmunk, or I don't know, just like shrapnel. I don't know what she's coming.
She's
She should be on Married at First Sight.
Married at First
There we
Sight,
go.
which she was technically already
Yeah.
on without the cameras.
Yeah.
But she comes on. If I was to do The Masked Singer, redemption arc.
Fucking Joel Dommett, just
Joel
take
Dommett.
it off.
Take it off. It's Shamima. Wait, take it off. Take it off. It's Shamima Begum. And everyone's like, well, she did do a lovely rendition of Meet Me Halfway, right at the borderlines. Where you going to stay? Like, everyone, and then Mo Gilligan, and they're like, woo! And like, do you know what? I don't agree. I don't agree with what she did. But she sang her heart out, and then they give her passport back there and then.
Boom.
And they give her, let's not say boom, near Shamima. And I think you could do that with a lot of people.
No boom. But redemption arc right there. Yeah. I'm here to. I'm all about forgiveness.
Okay, so who else can be forgiven through Masked Singer?
Oh, I was gonna say Rolf Harris, but he's dead.
Rolf Harris isn't dead.
Is he dead?
Rolf Harris isn't dead. No, say it ain't so.
No, he's in prison.
Oh, he's in prison.
He's just in prison.
John Venables,
What did he do?
the murder of Jamie Bolger.
Okay, I don't. I think he should stay in. I think
Imagine he like came out. That's what the Masked Singer. It should be that.
it would still be like, oh, we don't know you because your identity is actually. You're actually giving away yourself.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Is he comes out and everyone's like, oh, that's what he's been up to.
Yo, that case was wild.
Yeah, dude, that's like one of the most fucked up. Like when I was looking up about that Sandy Hook thing the other night, he was like displaying things that were like similar, like violent drawings. They reckon the Sandy Hook guy was a paedophile, wasn't it? And like couldn't. Could you look up the Sandy the time he phoned into a radio show and started talking to him, and it's like the weirdest like thing you'll hear. He's talking about the chimp that killed a lady, that ate that lady's face.
Okay, yeah.
And he makes a really interesting point. Like, it's mad interesting the way he talks about it. And the radio host,
pro chimp.
he's like, what is the difference? Like, everyone says the chimp did that because it's a chimp, but I don't think it did that because it's a chimp. I think it did that because of the way society treated it.
Okay.
Which I think, and the radio host does nothing with it, and I actually think that's like an interesting point. Where he's like, they were given the chimp, but we don't have to get. I could just do a version of it where he's like saying like, the reason that chimp attacked someone is it was like overweight, it was overfed, they were giving it Xanax, it was treated like a child, and that's what we do in society. That chimp attacked. He was like, the chimp wanted to go for a car journey, wasn't given it. He goes, what's the difference between that and a mass shooter?
He said that.
Yeah.
It's fucking like Joaquin Phoenix in that Joker scene. He's like, Murray.
Yes, that's exactly the same. That's
It's
what. Yeah, thank you, Michael.
Oh, so they do a big old society speech.
Yeah.
That's what they do. Like, oh, society. That's why I've got to kill people.
You're right. The people do, but people sound profound to me because I'm an idiot.
As soon as you mention society in a speech, I kind of just tune out. Anyone mentions society as shut up, man. Just, yeah, pay a human. Buy a donut or something. What's all this depression? Just do a cartwheel. Fucking.
Yeah, right. Why didn't any of the therapists who were talking to that guy who went on to kill 22 children just go, why don't you just buy a donut? It's so simple. The answer was there all along.
Buy a hula hoop. I don't know. Just walk on grass. Society.
Guy shot up a school and you think the answer is do a cartwheel?
I don't know. Did he try? Do we know if he
I don't know
tried?
if he did a cartwheel.
Fucking, that's all I'm saying. Are you worried about ChatGPT?
No.
You're not that worried? But they're saying that, like, it can write jokes.
Who that is society?
There's people saying it can write jokes and shit. I've seen
Terrible jokes.
I've seen it, like, if you enter write a set about this, it'll say stuff that doesn't sound human, but it don't sound completely like, oh, this is a robot. It sounds like almost convincing somebody's watched 10,000 hours of comedy.
I think, yeah, this is what I think will happen with AI is it will get to a point where you're like, do me a Roman film in the style of Quentin Tarantino, and within an hour it'll be like, bang. Yeah,
Less than an hour.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, it'll get to a point where like that'll be the shitty version of AI, and by the time we're like 80 or something, there'll be versions of AI that could do, I don't know. I think the first thing it will kill is art.
Nah, not the first thing. People, I hope they essentially want to see art from humans, because that's where part of the connection comes in. Do you know what I mean? If you're listening to an AI singing or AI rap song, it's just not gonna. I think if you know it's an AI, you're just not gonna fully.
Some of the raps are good. I've heard some of the raps.
But say you got an AI right, and you went right, and you managed to put it in a space where it can completely understand Patrice O'Neill, can listen to Patrice O'Neill, you can program it to its lived a life exactly like Patrice O'Neill, and then go give me.
You can write things like in the style of comedians. So I've just put in write a set about elephants in the style of Jerry Seinfeld, and he's like, it says, do you want me to read it?
Yeah.
You go.
It says, what's the deal with elephants? I mean, they're like these giant creatures with these long trunks and huge ears. And don't even get me started on their memory. They never forget anything. It's like having a walking, talking history book with you the whole time. And then it goes on. I can keep going if you want.
Yeah.
And what's with their diet? They eat like 300 pounds of food a day. That's like me eating a whole pizza for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And they're always snacking, you know, just walking around, picking up things with their trunks and munching on them. I mean, who needs utensils when you got a trunk like that?
It's just it's like an open spot.
Well, that's not an open. If you saw an
This
open
is
spot
what-
like that, you'd be like, that's a psychopath. If you saw an open spot do that, it's like,
Well, give me a different.
a lot of them are.
yeah.
Give me a better comedian than Jerry Seinfeld and like a different topic.
Dave Chappelle.
Dave
Chappelle talking about gender rights.
Sure?
just Google.
Yeah.
Just YouTube.
It's set. Yeah.
Dave Chappelle talking about spaghetti bolognese.
Yeah. Okay.
Bolognese.
Yeah, spaghetti bolognese.
Just say spaghetti, because I don't know how to spell bolognese.
God, I hope Lucas does. Show off.
And do the N words that are never going to be.
yeah. If there's an N word in it, you got to say it, Lucas.
Because it's a computer, so you can.
Doesn't count.
It doesn't-
All right, it takes a minute.
Oh, here we go. I'm excited.
But that line there about that's like someone eating in peace. You wouldn't copy and paste the whole set.
But
But I can imagine some
with it.
people would be like, "Oh, that's an interesting concept there. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that."
You know, some fucking person's gonna do a thing in Edinburgh where it's like incorporating, like every.
I thought about doing a video like in like December of like writing a 5-minute set and then performing it.
Through Jack's chat.
Yeah, it's through Jack. I wish I'd done it now because like everyone's talking about it.
Is there?
Well, then, if everyone's talking about it, well, why wouldn't you do it?
Well, because it was relevant. It's relevant now, but it's like
You want it to be ahead of the curve.
Yeah, someone's already done it. So yeah.
Have they?
Yeah, probably. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm not gonna do the voice.
Do the voice.
Oh man.
Do the voice.
Oh man, spaghetti. You know, I used to think spaghetti was something you fed your kids when you didn't feel like cooking a real meal. But then I had some of that good homemade spaghetti, and let me tell you, it changed my life. First of all, what's with the name? Spaghetti. It sounds like some sort of Italian slang for noodle. Like, hey, Tony, pass me that spaghetti over there. It's like they couldn't come up with a better name for it, so they just went with the most obvious thing. It's still loading.
That doesn't sound like Dave
It doesn't
Chappelle.
sound like Dave Chappelle.
I am saying it.
Yeah, no, that is true. No, but it doesn't.
But
it's
like that
not-
first line, it's something you feed your kids when you're not. What's the line?
Something you feed your kids when you didn't feel like cooking a real meal.
This I don't know. There's
But
something. There's like a 1% in there.
Yeah, but it is a real meal, spaghetti bolognese.
It's like, I kind of like the bit where he's like, it's like in Italian slang, they're like, oh, pass me that spaghetti over there. Like, it
But
does
it
sound
is-
like
it-
a made up word.
It is.
Like a
'cause,
whatchamacallit,
Americans
or
call it noodles. They call spaghetti noodles.
That's true.
So,
they?
so they're going. It's an Italian. It's just the Italian word.
But
for
this
it.
is ChatGPT less than a year old, right? It's only gonna get better and sharper.
All right, and then you got the way people eat it, twirling it around the fork, trying not to splash sauce over your shirt. And you know what? That's part of the charm. It's like a challenge, you know? Can you eat this deliciousness without making a mess? It's like a culinary game of Jenga.
That's not like Dave Chappelle at all.
It's not like they should.
That's
Dave
like
Chappelle's never said the word Jenga.
yeah, that's like it's. I think what it's done is it goes Dave Chappelle comedian, and then it looks at like it goes back to Jerry Seinfeld.
What's
and does
the
like
deal?
yeah, what's the deal
But
kind of
when
comedy.
he said, oh man, at the beginning, like, he does say that.
Oh
man. But Dave Chappelle is good at making sentences that don't sound funny.
Yeah.
Stuff that's just a regular setup. He can make it funny.
Let's talk about the sauce. There's a million different ways to make spaghetti sauce: meat sauce, marinara, Alfredo, pesto, you name it. It's like a sauce for every mood, every occasion. You want comfort food? Meat sauce. You want something light? Pesto. You want to impress your date? Alfredo.
This just sounds like an advert.
It's not even. Yeah, it's not. It's just describing stuff. Actually.
Yeah, I think
So
we're safe for the time.
we're safe for now, but you can write you could write scripts on that. I think now I could see people using it to spark
Yeah.
an idea, and I don't even like that.
I don't like that. No. I bet you're going to start getting that. You're going to start getting it. It will be the new wave of autistic comedians.
But is that cheating? If
Yeah,
you've typed in, I want to write a set about this. Let me use chat. I think it's bad.
That's cheating. Is it? Yeah, I mean, it's like a rapper using Master Writer. Like you didn't come up with that yourself. That's if I found that out a bit, the love of it dies. You know.
What's the difference between someone using ChatGPT because they got no friends and somebody having a comic friend and bouncing ideas off them?
Because when you bounce ideas or something, you're bouncing like jokes you've already written or a concept you've already come up with.
But there's still two human brains connecting with each other.
Yeah,
That's the thing for me. I don't know.
Using that would feel a little bit like, yeah, it feels very. Lucas is giggling away there.
No, it's just, so I typed in write a set about Elliot Steele. It said some like generic, so it knows you're a comedian. It said some stuff about your material. Like he's just said, he's like cracking jokes, and he said, and then it says, and let's talk about some material. Elliot Steele is not afraid to tackle some heavy topics. He talks about politics, race, religion, and all sorts of other taboo subjects. But the thing is, he does it with such intelligence and wit that you can't help but laugh along with him.
There we go. That's all right.
He's like the love child of George Carlin and Dave Chappelle.
Oh, he doesn't celebrate early on that one.
We love ChatGPT.
And then it was like Iraqi slavery. No, ask it to do Michael and Oh, God.
That is interesting. But that okay.
Carlin and Dave Chappelle.
Here's the thing, though.
Say the exact same thing.
No, it isn't.
Let's see what it says.
It's going to say...
Come on. I've got my fingers crossed. Give me some good shit.
I mean, it's still it's writing.
Dawn French.
Let me finish the one about Elliot Steele writing the one about Michael. But what I really love about Elliot Steele is his honesty. He's not up there pretending to be someone he's not. Yeah,
A Jamaican
he's not
man.
trying to sugarcoat. He's not trying to sugarcoat his life, or he's not trying to sugarcoat his life experience, or put on a fake persona. He's just a regular guy who's been through some shit, who has come.
Let's calm down there, ChatGPT.
Who's come out the other side with a great sense of humor, and that's what makes him so relatable and damn funny.
Oh, but here's the thing, right? If a friend of yours wrote that about you, you'd be like, oh man, that's really touching. What if you found out they just put it through a computer and manufactured that?
Oh, but they don't have to tell me that part.
There's people who are doing their wedding vows and shit through ChatGPT now. Cause it's like, I'm just putting some keywords.
It's a little bit dangerous, isn't it?
It's taking the humanity out of everything.
But have you seen those filters?
What's filter?
Like the filters on Insta at the moment.
No.
That just like it doesn't look like makeup. It just looks like a woman. It takes like a girl can be stunning looking, adds this filter, and they fucking multiply by it, like just looks gorgeous, but it's a filter. And it's like people are going like, hold on, filters used to be like the dog thing and all of that, and now it's like there to catfish. So like it's like everything is coming more false and fake. Man, the minute they start making sex bots, it's over. It's over. It's done.
And what do you mean the sex bot?
Or maybe it's not a bad thing. Maybe you should like have sex. Maybe like if you have sex box, that would lower like, I don't know. You can make an argument for it, couldn't you? Maybe like that would like. There's people with weird sexual predispositions out there.
What is a sex bot?
Like a robot that you can fuck.
Why are you laughing, Lucas?
I'm just reading your thing. It's not writing it. Do you want to hear it?
Let's go.
It's pretty generic. So it's similar to Elliot's, but it is different. Wait, okay. So have you guys heard of Michael Odwale? This guy's hilarious.
No.
Performed recently. And let me tell you, he's got a unique perspective on the world. So it says, first of all, he's got a calm and collected delivery that draws you in.
Weird, man. What the fuck?
How does it? I don't understand how it knows that. It's like he's telling you a story, but it just happens to be hilarious. And his material is so fresh and original. He's not just rehashing the same old tired jokes you've heard a million times before. But what's really sets Michael Odwale apart is his ability to take serious topics and turn them into comedy gold. He talks about race, politics, and social issues.
Oh, he
issues
said
with
that
such
about
wit,
me as well.
yeah, and intelligence that you can't help but laugh and nod your head in agreement at the same time. He's like a modern day Richard Pryor.
No!
I love ChatGPT. ChatGPT.
Wait, this is the best.
Okay.
This is the best. You got this wrong. And let's not forget about his impressions. The guy. The guy can do a spot-on impression of just about anyone. I mean,
All right, let's put this to the
I
test.
mean, his Boris Johnson impression had me in tears. And his Donald Trump impression, let me just say, it's huge. It did like the Donald Trump thing.
Do Boris Johnson.
Hello, and
It's not bad. Do Donald Trump.
give me a sentence. Immigration is huge.
Immigration is huge.
Immigration is huge.
Immigration is huge.
I'm going to solve it.
We need to sort. I need to listen to him. We need to sort the people. There's so many beautiful people.
Let me just China.
So many great China.
China.
We got to deal with China.
The virus.
The virus. This is a great room. This is a great podcast.
But the first half of that, if somebody wrote that about me, I'd be like, oh, that's so touching.
It's very generic.
It is.
It's like AI can't draw hands, can it?
No.
It
But
can't understand hands.
This is the thing. ChatGPT is not going to come for creativity first. It's going to come for just basic writing, copywriters.
Yeah, you're right. It's going to come for like some guy doing a best man speech.
Yeah, even like that. No, I'm just talking about jobs. I'm talking about jobs.
That's fine. I need to,
Have you got to do a best man speech?
Yeah, I'm going to do a chat GTP now.
Wait, hold on a minute. You're 21.
21. Who the fuck's getting
I told
married?
you last week, a couple weeks ago, my mate's getting married.
Oh yeah.
Girlfriend's coming over because they need a marriage visa.
Oh, yeah, that's going to last.
They need the visa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will last. Yeah, put that through ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that's fucking. That's insane. I reckon you're going to start seeing comics use it.
absolutely.
The newer generation will, and they won't see a problem with it.
Yeah.
They won't see a fucking problem with it. The same way they don't see a problem with uploading shit clips to reels and doing MC work after the MC's been on.
Yeah.
They're a fucking disgrace.
Where's society going, man?
Where is society going?
I don't like it. You should just all be doing cartwheels. Fuck this shit, man.
Eating donuts.
But
I've got 5 more minutes in me. I know you want to wrap up.
no, I'm just checking the time.
Can we run over by a second?
Yeah, sure.
Or you sounded very tired.
No, it's fine.
It's all right, is it?
No,
Why don't you fucking entertain yourself on ChatGPT? Why don't you write in a podcast that ends on time?
No, I was just checking we can, but yeah, we can.
Who else is on here today?
There's no one else today.
Right.
So we're good.
and they got an International Women's Day here tonight. The
Yeah.
lineup all
So-
female.
Is it International Women's Day?
It's International Women's Day.
Name your favorite women. The silence is deafening.
Darcy.
Ah, is that it?
That's the first woman I can think
A
of.
mother and a sister.
I wouldn't put that as a favourite.
Not my faves.
No, my favourite. They're definitely there. They're up there.
My favorite women.
My sister's there.
Serena Williams. I put her in there.
Right.
Viola Davis.
Okay.
I like-
Who's Viola Davis? Soul singer?
No, she's an actress.
I just I thought she did. Don't try and
No,
fucking.
no,
I took a guess and I'm allowed. Don't.
Why did you say singer, soul singer?
So that's it. What did Viola Davis do?
Just actress. How to Get Away with Murder.
Right.
Fences movie with Denzel.
Oh, I don't know.
Just movies, I guess.
You're just naming famous women that you know, not that you're.
Yeah, it's true. Is it International Women's Day today?
It is International Women's Day today.
Okay. Should go.
Shamima Begum.
Shamima Begum.
Jemima, but wherever
brave
you are,
one.
Shamima.
Well, we
Happy
know.
International Women's Day
You know
to
where she
you.
is. She's stateless. That's where.
Wait, what does she do?
For the job.
Yeah, like what's she up to?
I don't understand why she don't start YouTube.
Oh, she's probably banned.
Pop off on TikTok.
Yeah,
she
internet
would be a good
connection as
TikTok.
well.
What can we Google where Shamima Begum just did? What does she do day to day?
What's her?
She needs to order. I know what the money's gonna go to. We can buy a ring light. Because she could start social media.
I need to raise like £18. Like you don't need to put on a benefit for
I'll buy a tripod as well.
Okay, so you want to put on the Shamima Bergen money night and then just send her the money. But I will do it because it's very funny.
It's hilarious.
It is a hilarious. We will all end up on a watch list.
Who's the biggest name you reckon we could get? I reckon it's Shappy.
Yeah, you might be able to get Shappy. I reckon you'd be able to get. We could strong arm Jamali into it.
There's a lot of people who would say yes, and then the closer it got, they'd be like,
once they see the poster design. Where would we host it?
I do it backyard.
Oh, backyard's the place to do it. Backyard's the place to do it.
I do it backyard, and then the actors have to go past the protesters.
It's the free Shamima Bergen comedy evening.
I reckon that'll be lit.
We do have a live show booked in, by the way.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, fuck, we're not meant to announce it.
Are we not?
No, the guy sent me a big email saying, like, it's part of something that he said, don't announce it.
But I wanted to still do our own one.
This is our own one.
No, I mean like, because someone approached us. I mean like one that we were just gonna do. We got plans, man. We do have to wrap up now though.
Yeah, yeah.
I gotta go home and shit.
No, you don't. What are you doing?
Well, it's got a change. I got a gig tonight. What are you doing?
Genuinely replying to it.
It's the most
For a gig
unprofessional thing I've ever seen on BTEC. But okay, but no, it's good to be back. We've been away for maybe 10 days. Apologies for missing an episode last week. We've not missed an episode, I don't think, in a year.
No, we haven't missed an episode. We put an old Patreon episode out, which one of our funniest ones, the one where you send us to hell.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And it's been a lot of fun being back. So I shouldn't have been answering an email at the end. It's just like I got an email going like, "Hey mate, do you want these gigs this weekend?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I saw that I got it 2 hours ago. I was worried that someone else might have taken them.
Do you think make some money?
And that money goes on this podcast. It goes on edibles, and it will go on freeing Shamima.
Free Shamima.
Dame Shamima, but that will be the turnaround. Shamima Bergam for a knighthood.
Get a name right, Bergam.
But what's her name?
Begum.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it's Bergam.
Nah. But we're gonna get that ring light, Shamima.
Don't Lucas just shake his head like I can't believe you just disrespected.
Queen.
Like, it's not Dame Kelly Holmes.
I also want to buy her a year's supply of Filmora Go, the editing app, so she don't have to watermark when she's doing her dances.
TikTok dances.
I don't want to watermark in this. I'm professional. I want to have good editing.
We get like a in shot.
Yeah.
We'll pay for her to have it in shot. So we're gonna do the comedy night.
Mm-hmm.
The money's gonna go on a ring light, a tripod, a year subscription to InShot.
Mm-hmm.
That's about 60 quid.
Yeah, around that.
Okay, so how much the ticket's gonna be?
About a tenner.
A tenner. So the club will take a cut. So we need 9 people.
We need 9 people.
9 people to turn up. There's going to be me, Michael, Shappy,
Jamali.
Jamali's going to be. We're announcing people. What the fuck are we doing? This is so not okay. We can't announce people for the free Shamima Burger comedy. Not just like big fucking stars, like people we create.
None of these people have confirmed. Legally, I just want to none of these people are joining. I'm back on his office.
Right. Let us make very clear. It might not be happening.
It's
and lineup is subject to change.
As this venue, as this legality.
for the free Shamima Burger comedy.
Oh gosh. Oh, but yeah, we're gonna end it here.
Why the fuck did we?
Oh god, what a way to come back. Oh, God.
That was Mike, by the way. That wasn't me. I'm not.
Oh man, this has been B-Tech, man. Well, we'll catch
We're
you next
back on
week.
the sign up to the Patreon. Patreon episode drop there. You get an extra episode every week. We've got like basically 100 patrons now, so we really appreciate it, and it keeps the podcast going. Allows us to book it, allows us to like let us run over and edit clips and get it out. So we really appreciate that. And if we do the Shamima Burger night, we will be posting the ticket link there first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I said, man, we'll see what the lineup is when we get there. No confirmations. No, I can't stress that enough. This has been B-Tech, man. See you next week.